will not be attending. So at this time, I'll call the meeting to order, offer an invocation. At this time, Dear Heavenly Father, we come here again with a sad heart. We just would like to express our thoughts and our prayers for the Pegram family, the tremendous loss for our firefighter, served as an engineer with the Roanoke Rapids Fire Department, and also contributed his time and efforts for the, I believe it's the Rayville Fire Department. But he will truly be missed by his family, by his fellow firefighters, and so many others that I'm sure that his life has impacted. So be with them, comfort them, give them your peace and your comfort in this time of need. We ask these things in Christ's name, amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Adoption of the agenda. No one has any conflicts. When someone's ready to do so, we need a motion to approve it as it is presented.
Mr. Mayor, I'll make a motion to adopt the business.
Motion by Councilman Stainback. Do we have a second to the motion? Second by Mr. Jackson. Is there any more discussion on the matter? There being none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, no. The motion will be approved. Next, we will move on to special recognitions. I believe the clerk said Mr. Wheeler would not be attending this evening. Is that correct? So we have a proclamation for a volunteer appreciation month. Get to that. Ms. Thomas.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. We do have a special recognition before you for a proclamation recognizing Volunteer Appreciation Month, and I'm joined here with my colleague, Kelly. Volunteerism is one of the clearest signs of a community that cares, and I appreciate the opportunity to address that today, recognizing the people who make Roanoke Rapids stronger through service, the volunteers who give their time, energy, and talents across our city, bless you, in ways both seen and unseen. Whether they serve through boards, committees, cleanups, events, churches, schools, donations, or other community efforts, their willingness to get involved makes a real difference. Through Main Street, I have seen that spirit firsthand. Like our other city boards, the Main Street Advisory Committee has been giving of themselves with real thought, time, and energy. Volunteerism may not always be loud, but it is powerful. It builds pride, brings people together, and helps move good things forward in our city. So today, I simply want to say thank you to all the volunteers and community partners who help support the city of Roanoke Rapids. Your service matters and is appreciated.
Yes, and I would like to follow through with that and talk about our volunteers in Parks and Recreation. We enlist volunteers for almost every aspect of our department. We have volunteers on advisory boards and all of our nonprofit boards that help support our programs. We have volunteers in athletics, coaching, working concession stands, and organizing our swim team, soccer, softball, baseball, t-ball, flag football, and tackle football leagues. We have volunteers at the library helping with programming such as special events and homework help. We have volunteers at TJ Davis working to support our larger public events like Halloween events and Easter egg hunts, as well as coaching basketball. We have volunteers who completely run our karate program that became so popular we had to move it from the multi-purpose room at TJ Davis to Challoner Recreation Center to allow for more kids to attend. The Senior Center has volunteers calling bingo, assisting with special programs, assisting seniors with senior health insurance information, exercise classes, and we have a very special volunteer, Matt Riggin, who volunteers Monday through Thursday every week to help take out the trash, help maintain the fitness room supplies, and help with program setups. This is just a brief summary of volunteers that contribute to the success of Parks and Recreation in our community. Truly, without our volunteers, we would not be able to offer program and services that we currently have. In 2025, the estimated value of volunteer hours in North Carolina is $33.01 per hour. For the last 9 months of the fiscal year, July through present, we conservatively estimate that we have accrued 6,053 volunteer hours through our department. This equates to $199,809.53 in value to the City of Roanoke Rapids. On behalf of Parks and Recreation in the City of Roanoke Rapids, I would like to thank each and every one of our volunteers that assist us with providing services to our community. You are so important to our community, and we could not thank you enough. With that being said, we would request to approve the proclamation recognizing April 2026 as Volunteer Appreciation Month.
Okay, do you hear such a motion?
Mr. Mayor, I'll motion to approve the proclamation recognizing April 2026 as Volunteer Appreciation Month.
Okay, motion by Councilman Stainback. Do you hear a second? Second by Ms. Bryant. Any more discussion? All in favor, say aye. All opposed, no. The motion be approved. All right, thank you, ladies. Ms. Caudle?
Good evening, Mayor and members of the Roanoke Rapids City Council. Thanks for the opportunity to present this before you tonight. I'm here to respectfully ask that you approve another proclamation in an effort to recognize National Public Service Recognition Week within the City of Roanoke Rapids. Celebrated each year during the first week in May, this observance honors the dedicated individuals who serve our community every day. In Roanoke Rapids, public service is carried out in a variety of ways by many committed teams. Within the city, we have police and fire, public works, parks and recreation, finance, planning and community development, along with Main Street, human resources, city administration, and yes, even our elected body. These departments work together to maintain our infrastructure, protect public safety, support economic development within our community, manage resources responsibly, and enhance the quality of life for all residents. And as you know, much of this work happens behind the scenes, but its impact is felt everywhere, on our streets, in our parks, in our neighborhoods, and in the trust our community places within local government. Adopting National Public Service Recognition Week is simple, but a meaningful way to acknowledge these contributions of many employees throughout our city. The proclamation enclosed in your packet sends a purposeful message that you value the dedication, professionalism, and service of all city employees. Recognition like this strengthens morale, encourages excellence, and reinforces pride in serving the public. With that said, I respectfully encourage the council to approve the proclamation for National Public Service Recognition Week, which is May 3rd through the 9th, 2026. And take this opportunity to thank all of our individuals who keep Roanoke Rapids running every day.
All right, we need a motion for this to approve it.
May I like to make a motion to approve the proclamation recognizing May 3rd through the 9th, 2026 as Public Service Recognition Week.
Okay, the motion on the floor by Councilman Jackson.
Second.
Who was first? Well, Ms. Bryant, second the motion. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Motion will be approved. Thank you, Ms. Caudle.
I do have one more thing.
Yes, ma'am.
In celebration of the upcoming National Public Service Recognition Week, I wanted to take a moment to remind all city employees about our employee recognition luncheon that's happening tomorrow, which is April 22nd. It's a floating lunch hosted at Kirkwood Adams, and this is generously sponsored by BARC. City employees can stop by anytime between 11 and 2, enjoy pizza, salad, and dessert, and take a well-deserved break. And most importantly, it's an opportunity for us to recognize and appreciate all the hard work that they do for us every day. So I hope that we see everyone there tomorrow, and to give a special thank you to the BARC committee, because without them, that would not be possible.
At Kirkwood?
It is at Kirkwood. It's floating from 11 to 2, so anytime during that time. And I believe they also have takeout containers that people cannot stay. So even if your time is limited tomorrow, you don't owe that change. They will have takeout now that I've mentioned that in a public setting. I will make sure you have that. But we do hope that all employees will stop by and take a well-deserved break and have lunch on BARC. Thank you.
All right, thank you, ma'am. Mr. Davis, public comment? Good evening.
Good evening.
Okay.
Joey Davis, Raleigh Street, Mayor, Council, Department Heads, and guests. I was here a couple of meetings ago, and y'all had the survey about the paving the streets. And the streets in town are really bad shape, but what I wanted to find out about was about a month or so ago, the State Highway Department started up here and went all the way down 10th Street past the hospital, filling up cracks and all in the street. And I thought they were going to pave it, but evidently not. Now, this right out here is a state highway, correct? Okay, you got two spots up there, one in front of the energy plant, one Joe's You Go. I think they have water problems. But looked like to me the state would be responsible for paving that back, repaving those spots. That's the two main things, there. And lastly, it's one bad spot, and I mean, keep putting gravel and all in there, but the stoplight at 7th and Park, that's terrible there. And I just wanted to bring that to the attention. Of course, I'm sure y'all doing the best you can, but anyway, that's 7th and Park is really terrible. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, and we normally don't give comments, but I would say that we don't really have much control over the avenue. None over the avenue, and I would just be speaking for myself to say that I would assume that they would take care of it as they could. The holes that are cut in 10th Street. And just for clarification, is 7th and Park, is that a city or state maintained road, Larry?
I'm sorry, 7th and Park is a city.
He was saying something at 7th and Park.
It is a city-maintained
Okay,
street.
that's
That is
it.
a Roanoke Rapids Sanitary District cut there
Okay.
from another water leak.
Okay,
And when they get to it, I'm sure they'll pave it back.
all right. Thank you, Mr. Davis.
Chalker, just to be specific, whose responsibility is it for paving it back when it's a sanitary district repair?
It is the sanitary district's responsibility to repair their cut.
I just wanted to kind of let everybody have
Thank
that.
you.
Thank you. Okay. Item 6 is the April 7th, 2026 regular meeting minutes. So we would need someone for a motion for that.
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to approve the April 7, 2026 regular city council meeting minutes as drafted.
Okay. The motion is by Mayor Pro Tem Bryant, and the second is by Councilman Stainback. Is there any more discussion on the matter? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Minutes will be approved as they are presented. Okay, I call on the Finance Director for item under number 7, consideration of the budget amendment.
Good evening.
Yes, ma'am.
The fire department received a donation of $1,200 for the Veterans Breakfast. So I would just like for council to adopt ordinance number 2026.16 in the amount of $1,200.
Okay, we need a motion to approve this.
Mr. Mayor, I'll make a motion to adopt ordinance number 2026.16 in the amount of $1,200 for donations to the fire department for the Veterans Breakfast.
Okay, motion by Mr. Stainback, second by Mr. Jackson. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion be approved.
Thank you.
All right. And Police Chief Wiggins. Budget amendment on Police Department.
Good evening.
Evening.
Before you all is a budget amendment in reference to a critical piece of equipment for the police department. Currently, the police department's live scan equipment, which is our fingerprinting machine, has exceeded its usable lifespan and is no longer eligible for annual maintenance by the vendor. This piece of equipment is required for the work we do as a law enforcement agency. There's also a need by other departments, specifically departments like Parks and Rec, for us to have the equipment due to the passage of HB 612, which requires that criminal background checks by the State Bureau of by the SBI for any applicant that's offered a position in which they would work with children. This is a requirement in addition to the permissive authority to allow cities to require any applicant for employment to submit to a criminal background check. This requirement took effect on October 1st, 2025. In essence, when our machine went out of maintenance past its life, the vendor assured, the maintenance gentleman assured us that it would continue to function throughout the year, but as soon as it went past its the terms, it started breaking down, and it's beginning to fail, and so we need to get it replaced. And so before you is a request to adopt ordinance number 2026.17 in the amount of $31,000 for live scan equipment for the police department.
Chief Wiggins, just one thing, and you did a good job explaining that, but just so that folks that don't deal with it very often understand, when a SBI background check is done, would I be correct in stating that being fingerprinted at the local PD is the predicate to that happening?
Correct.
That you have to, it's not something where you can say, well, go here and do the fingerprinting. It has to be done there before you guys can do the SBI check.
Correct.
Okay, I was just, and we're talking about like an employment context and things like that.
Yes.
Okay, I just wanted to kind of make sure that was out there, so it didn't kind of get lost in the kind of translation.
Gotcha.
So the reason we need this ordinance is this was not in the budget, and it's needs to be done now.
That's
with the
correct.
budget amendment.
There was funding in the budget for the maintenance contract, but the maintenance contract could not be updated because of the age and the failing of the system, and so replacement at this time is the only option, and it's a critical need, and therefore asking for funding to fill that need, because we realize that we can't wait until the new fiscal year to delay that purchase.
Okay. And just as a little additional piece, and maybe this is kind of belaboring this, but the requirements that are included in your packet as far as the HB 612, the Fostering Care in North Carolina Act, that was not even, I don't think that was even in anybody's mind. I'm not even sure it had been presented to the legislature when we passed our budget last year. So this need has become much more acute since the passage of that, and I kind of think it was kind of an overnight thing that has put these extra requirements on local PDs that we didn't know what was coming when the budget was approved last year. So.
Okay, we need a motion to move on with this.
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to adopt ordinance number 2026.17 in the amount of $31,000 for live scan equipment for the police department.
Okay, the motion is by Ms. Bryant, second by Mr. Stainback. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Motion will be approved. Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
And Ms. Daughtry?
Good evening again. I would like to talk about the playground at Long Park. The typical lifespan of a playground or playground equipment is 8 to 15 years. It can be stretched to around 20 years. The playground and swing set at Long Park is over 40 years old. This equipment has been observed by staff to be unsafe. Staff is recommending the equipment be declared a surplus and disposed of in accordance with NCGS 160A-266. Currently, there is no plan for replacement of this equipment. Replacement has been requested for fiscal year 26-27 budget. Long Park will remain a recreational space and open to the public. We're asking you to adopt resolution number 2026.02, declaring property as surplus and authorizing disposal in accordance with NCGS 160A-266.
Okay.
Sorry for continuing to interject, but in this case, this is a liability issue, and it is unsafe, and because it is in the nature of children, even if we were to go there and put, I don't know, police tape or some kind of cone screening it off, it's an attractive nuisance. And so I think this winter with the long freeze we had was especially hard on aging things like this, and so something really does need to be done with it from a liability perspective, if nothing else.
This is over there by Recreation Center,
Yes.
the one you've been talking about, okay. All right, we would need a motion to adopt.
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to adopt resolution number 2026.02, declaring property as surplus and authorizing disposal in accordance with NCGS 160A-266.
Okay, the motion is by Ms. Bryant, a second by Mr. Steinbach. Is there any more discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The motion will be approved. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Next, call on the city manager for her report.
All right, good evening, Mayor and Council. Before you tonight, just want to highlight a few things. We met today to hear the request from the departments for the fiscal year 27 budget needs. As always, we know that our needs are going to exceed our capacities, and we will be working diligently in the next few weeks to create a balanced budget for your consideration and approval. As mentioned earlier, on the 27th, tomorrow at Kirkwood, there will be an employee appreciation luncheon at Kirkwood, and then on May the 6th, we'll have open enrollment for employee benefits for the upcoming year. Also at Kirkwood on the 27th of April at 6:30 p.m., the police department will host its next installment of a community meeting. We encourage citizens to go attend Kirkwood on Monday the 27th at 6:30 and hear from our police leadership and have discussions about things going on in our community. Again, then on the 29th, they'll be having coffee at Starbucks to listen, engage, and respond to citizens over coffee. At the Senior Center coming up soon on the 27th from 11 to 1, they'll have smartphone extras to help seniors with their smartphones. And then on May the 7th, the Friends of the Canal will host a guest lecturer to include Dominion Energy to provide a history of energy in the area. And then Main Street is diligently working to accept registrations for the Liberty on Main event scheduled for July 4th. That will include a small parade and event at Kirkwood. Currently, right now, the Halifax Northampton Hazard Mitigation Plan, the updated one is in a draft format, and that draft is ready for public review. The Hazard Mitigation Plan is required by FEMA for those updates to occur every 5 years, and this is our year for it. I've included a link to the draft plan, and they're asking for any comments to be submitted. There's a link to as well for feedback, any comments by May the 5th, and then also there's a flyer about the hazard mitigation plan behind you as well, or on your table as well, to help share with that. This is open for public review. They do want some feedback in order to help us be more prepared for natural disasters. In the fire department, the annual hydrant flushing has begun and they'll conclude probably sometime next month. The statewide burn ban remains in place due to persistent and dry conditions. And the fire department is working towards the annual Veterans Breakfast that will be on Friday, May 1st at Kirkwood. Please encourage any service veterans to attend the breakfast. We look forward to serving them and thank our fire department for their efforts to recognize the veterans in our community, and our employees welcome too. I do want to say that tomorrow is Administrative Professionals Day, April 22nd. Maybe I guess I could say I don't technically have a sole administrative professional, but Tracy, our city clerk, is probably the closest thing to it, and her absence today has been felt, and so appreciation towards our administrative assistants and professionals throughout the community should be expressed tomorrow. And then I also want to, just last but not least, just express our condolences and express that the city of Roanoke Rapids is deeply saddened by the loss of one of our own, William Patrick Pegram. Served with fire department with dedication and courage, and his impact on the department and the community will not be soon forgotten. We ask that you keep their family and friends, and of course the firefighters, not just for Roanoke Rapids, but the volunteer ones as well, in your thoughts and prayers, and respect their privacy during this difficult time. Graveside services will be held tomorrow at 2 o'clock in Littleton, and the fire department will have an opportunity to reinforce the bond of fire, family, or brotherhood in some of those ceremonial firefighter funeral traditions. This tragedy is a reminder of the importance of mental health support. Different people respond differently. Not everyone responds the same to tragedy, and that's okay, and it's okay to not be okay. We encourage those who are struggling to reach out, and help is available, and the most supportive thing we can do is help each other out or help someone find the right help. And so at any time, just want to let our employees know that there are resources available to them and to their family, especially for first responders. Subject to your questions, that concludes my report for this evening.
Okay, if there are no questions, we can move on to finance.
Okay, for the month of March, the year-to-date receipts so far are $16,672,000. Year-to-date expenditures are around $14,405. So revenues have exceeded expenditures by 2.2 million. And the city is in good financial position, but even with our year-to-date surplus, the city still has an April theater payment. We have administrative and operational requirements that we have to maintain for the upcoming quarter. So we need to be mindful of our expenditures, and so we will not, be incurring a loss at June 30. Does anyone have any questions?
All right, thank you for your report. Okay, we have a closed session, so we will need a motion to go into closed session.
I'll make a motion to go into closed session to consult with the city attorney as allowed by North Carolina General Statute 143, 318, 11A3.
Okay, motion by Mr. Stainback, second by Mr. Jackson. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Okay, we'll take just a real brief